bit of Big Mom to get the blood flowing, the heart pumping. What's up, everybody? This is just another live stream. Kind of do these sporadically and randomly. If there's anybody out there from the acoustic club, my acoustic club, please say hi. Show some beginner licks. Okay, I'll get there. All in good time. But if there is anybody out there from the acoustic club, say hi in the comics, or in the comments, say hello, please. If you're saying, well, what's the acoustic club? That's okay. Yeah, so basically I'm here, I'm hanging out. I've got a drone back here on my computer. I hope you can hear that. Okay. It's just a G drone. This is a way I really love to practice. Just like all types of G ideas. Some not G ideas. And just really try to get some stuff fleshed out. It's a really good way to kind of access some of the unconscious stuff. So, okay, if you have questions, let me know. Throw them in the comments. I'm going to stay here for maybe about 30 minutes. Try to get comments answered. I'll try to show you how I practice it a little bit. And we'll have some fun. So, okay, already got a question. Anyway, what do we got here? Cheers from Ireland. Yes, good to see you. All the way from Ireland. What time is it in Ireland right now? Right now where I'm at, I live in Southwest Colorado. About 6:30 p.m. on Saturday. We're having a major windstorm outside right now. We're holding on for dear life. 50-mile-per-hour gusts. I'm just hanging out. Okay, so what else do we got? Yeah, thanks everybody for joining. Show us some beginner licks. All right, I have the G drone on, so you're gonna get a G lick. I mean, the most beginner lick you can get is this, a gateway drug into bluegrass is Tony Rice or Billy Strings. Right, I've gone over stuff like that before on my YouTube. Right, and with each lick, it's really important to kind of understand at least a little bit of the mechanism behind why it works. Why does this work? Well, we're out of a G shape, right? G, key of G. This is kind of referencing some major. That F sharp right there is a little bit of a major kind of idea. And then we go. That's some pentatonic stuff. Some blues. Resolving. Right? So just, I'd say with any lick you learn, try to gain a little bit of theoretical understanding, because that's going to just help you in the future. All right, what else we got? What's the premise behind the drone? Quite curious. I kind of mentioned it right at the beginning of the stream here. I like to practice like this. I like to kind of practice my fretboard vision, right? And if I was playing this without the drone, sounds okay, but it just gives me a better frame of reference. It kind of makes it fun too. It's almost like a meditation in a way, which to me is a really important piece of why I play music. It's really soothing. It gives me a sense of joy and happiness, right? So it's my way of making this kind of like technical practice fun, right? Like people think playing scales and practicing up the neck is kind of boring, and it can be. So you got to find ways to make it fun. So that's kind of the basic idea. Hi from Ontario. Hello, greetings. Cool. People liking the licks. That's good. Love to hear that. Canada. Oh shoot, 1 a.m. Friday night, Saturday morning. It's late out there. Learned a little Sadie the other day. I don't know if I can play that in the key of G. I'd have to transpose it. I usually play that out of a D shape. Let's start this again. Little Sadie's a great one to play. Okay, what else we got? Looking to get into bluegrass. I really appreciate you taking the time to explain it. Yeah, I'm just explaining some bits and pieces, hopefully just enough to get you hooked. How's that for a beginner lick? Yeah, D minor. Yeah, usually little Sadie is played out of that shape. Deep River Blues. Very interesting insight. Does bluegrass ever involve much chicken picking, or is it all picking? I assume what you mean by chicken picking is like this kind of like hybrid picking technique, right? Using a pick and then using kind of like Brad Paisley type of stuff. That's some fun stuff. That's kind of a different technique. Sometimes I play like those licks, like almost Brad Paisley licks that have these random open notes that you would usually kind of like pluck up with your finger in more of like a chicken picking, hybrid picking, electric situation. Right? Like adding, Brad Paisley, what a monster guitar player. And he does that so much where it's like these, if you slow down some of Brad Paisley's licks and think about like why he chose that note, why he chose that open string, you kind of miss the point. I think it's just like random in a way, and so to answer the question, I don't really use hybrid picking. It's all flat picking, up down, or hammer on pull off. But I do every once in a while, when I remember, use some open strings kind of in that, right? Like you can do whatever as long as you resolve. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, finger style and pick. Yeah, I love that style though. I just don't really do it a lot. I need to develop some calluses in my hands on this hand to be able to do that. That hurt my hand already. Anyway. Get speed. How do you build up speed? That's a good question. I mean, the big secret is not very glorious. Start slow, right? It's equal parts memorization and muscle memory and technique. Right, like a lot of the speed that I'm doing here, I'm not really improvising all this stuff. That's kind of the secret. I've played all these licks before, maybe in different contexts. Maybe the improvising is I've never played it in this specific order. I've never paired A lick with B lick, or I've never paired this idea with this idea. Maybe that's where the improvising comes in. But for the most part, all this stuff I've worked out meticulously, and I do that slow. And if you can't play it clean slow, then how do you expect yourself to play it clean fast? So it's a matter of really being honest with yourself And that's a hard thing to do. Like, I get it. Like, I just want to get there. I just want to be able to pick fast. But there's no easy silver bullet, like, do this one thing to pick fast. It is just a matter of just being kind of dedicated and continuing to set aside time. And then doing speed drills is really helpful, right? Like pulling apart little pieces of phrases. Like take that lick I was doing before. Right? Even with something that short, you can pick apart that and break it into two little pieces. Right? Okay, there's the first half. So you take that, right? You're trying to give your brain a chance to really understand what that feels like. And you also want to be a little bit self-analytical, not self-critical, right? Am I getting the tone I want? Am I being really clean with it, right? So you can drill that until it's really muscle memory. You don't even have to think about it. All right, then do the same process with the second half of the lick. So, making sure I'm getting my alternate pick flow. Is it super clean? Yes. Okay. Right. Drill that. Play it until everyone else that you're living with hates you. It's hard to have a roommate or a significant other and play bluegrass and practice bluegrass. Well, it's hard for them. Right? Then you put those two pieces together, and that's one skill, right? Just getting it memorized. The second skill, which is equally as hard, to be honest with you, but equally as manageable if you just set aside time to practice it, is being fluid with that, right? So what you want to do is then, once you have it clean and fast-ish, you want to set up another drill for yourself, which is simulating playing that lick in the real world, right? And what I mean by in the real world is there's this thing that happens with your brain when you're playing fast, when you're playing with other people, where suddenly it's like, where did all the stuff I practiced go? Right? Because you're listening to everybody, you're playing with other people, you're paying attention. Your attention is not in the filing cabinet of all the stock licks I practiced. So what you want to do, like I'm trying to get to this, is you want to play a song, you want to practice a song with a recording or with a metronome, so that your focus is also on something outside of yourself, and you want to take a break, and you want to make sure that you play that lick, like that you're training your brain to remember how to choose to play that lick at a higher tempo. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of how I think of it. Anyway. Okay. What else we got? Yeah. Could you recommend, I think that's what we got. Could you recommend a bluegrass tune to start out with on guitar? Been playing a bit, but my flat picking needs some work. Lol. Yeah, I can definitely. It depends on if you want a song or a fiddle tune. It sounds like you probably would a fiddle tune. Some pretty simple fiddle tunes. I mean, the thing is with bluegrass, like a lot of fiddle tunes are pretty simple. You can make it your arrangement as complex as you want, but for the most part, like we're talking about a 1 chord, a 4 chord, a 5 chord, and a 1 chord, and like 80%. Some tunes are harder on guitar, but basically any fiddle tune can be modified to be simple on guitar. So with that aside, some beginner fiddle tunes would be like Salt Creek, played out of the key of A, capo on the 2nd fret, you're playing out of a G shape, right? So if you were going to play that out of G, you'd... So Salt Creek would be, that was my first fiddle tune. That's a fun one. It's a really fun one. What else we got here? It's always hard to tell if it's chicken picking or flat because of how fast bluegrass usually is. Yeah, I would say, honestly, almost 100% of flat pickers are not hybrid picking. are just doing alternate pick flat picking. When you're listening to true bluegrass, that is. One exception to that rule, there are some videos of Clarence White, who started off on bluegrass, played with the Byrds, but also played with his brothers and the Kentucky Colonels. There's this great YouTube video of him, and he's playing bluegrass, and he's hybrid picking. I think there's a lot of potential. There's nothing wrong with doing that. You might not be able to get the same attack. I think that's kind of the big issue, but there's kind of a world of endless possibilities because not too many people have done it in the bluegrass context, really. So it's cool. Just put new strings in my mandolin 4 hours ago and they're already tarnished. Good. Good. That means you're doing something right. Honestly, I like strings after they're about a week broken in. I use D'Addario XS mediums, and they're great. I've never broken one of these strings in my life, which is nuts. I've tried so hard. I've kept some of these strings on for like 6 months, like really tried to break it as hard as I could, but I can't. That being said, first 2 weeks of these strings on the guitar, I'm not a big fan of the sound. Too twangy, too high, too much high end. They mellow out about after 2 weeks. And now they're great. What else we got? I'm gonna stay on for another like 10-ish minutes. So if you got questions, ask. Let's see, what else do we got? Start the drone again. This drone is only 6 minutes. I gotta find a longer drone next time. I'm a fingerstyle guitarist. I'm learning flat picking, all Doc's tunes. I'm addicted. Yeah, welcome to the club. It's a big transition from the thumb picking, for sure. The cool thing, though, is that you probably, like, as a fingerstyle guitarist, you probably have, like, because of that style, like you have all this cool syncopated stuff that will be really useful for a lot of these like if you're right. I feel like that stuff is really intuitive as a fingerstyle guitarist. It's all about the syncopation. I think it might be a little bit hard in terms of the technique, but I'd encourage you to keep on going. What else we got? Okay. Alex, you should do some slow down YouTube shorts. Well, the funny thing about this is a lot of those shorts, the licks, the secret is, if you look at my channel, my YouTube channel, there is a full like horizontal video, like longer form, not really long form, of me slowing them down. And those horizontal videos you can definitely slow down. I try to slow them down enough. Yeah, anyway, what else do we got? Yeah. Cool. Zoom lessons. Yeah, I do Zoom lessons every once in a while. You just, reach out to me. I'll happily do a Zoom lesson. I don't have too many students on Zoom. But what I'm mainly focusing on right now is Alex's Acoustic Club. Is there anybody on here? If there's anybody on here from Alex's Acoustic Club, say hi. It's basically it's like a Patreon, but I think a little bit better for folks. I released 2 private, really streamlined, essentialized video lessons, about 15 to 25 minutes each month. And then I include tab. Sometimes they're fiddle tunes, sometimes it's theory, sometimes it's a lot of rhythm content. You can't find that info from me anywhere else. I only post it on the Acoustic Club. It's through my website. Also, we do stuff like this live streams. I have a more like focused live stream, one like group lesson per month. We do it through Zoom. So like if you're looking for a lesson, reach out to me. But also if you want to be a part of like the group Zoom lessons, which is like a much more focused version of this, where you're actually on the screen, you can ask me super specific questions, I'll answer you directly. Check out that acoustic club. It's Alex's Acoustic Club. It's on my website. I try to keep it affordable. It's $15 a month. You can cancel it anytime. But basically, right, the secret is if you want like a $15 lesson, which is like a pretty discounted rate, you can just sign up for the Acoustic Club and just stay on long enough to get the lesson, ask me the question, and be on your merry way if you want to. Anyway, cool. XS strings, yeah, they're really nice. They're really nice strings. Hi from France, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Also, basically, if you're here, tell me where you're joining from. I'm so pumped to see people from all over the world. I live in super rural Colorado, kind of out of the way, and I dream of traveling some more. So I get to live vicariously through you. So tell me where you're from in the chat. Very jazzy with your improv. Yeah, I did study jazz. I studied jazz all throughout high school. And then I did like 2 years of like almost music school-ish. I didn't go to like a real music school like Berkeley or anything. It was just like a college where I grew up. And I did 2 years of like pretty intense music and Charlie Parker, bebop stuff. And that's kind of where my heart is. Yeah, anyway, where am I from? I grew up, usually I don't tell random strangers where I'm from, but since you're here, I grew up in New York State, Hudson Valley area, but right now I live in Southwest Colorado, near Durango. Red Wing. Okay, got a couple more minutes here. I do have a life, a normal life in some regards, so I do have things to do. But it's been a pleasure joining everybody here tonight, and let's see if I can answer a couple more questions before we go. Best place to reach out. Shoot. Can I type into the chat? I've never even tried to. I don't know if I can. Let's see. Shoot, I don't know if I can. If you just go to my website, Alex Graf Music, ALEXGRAF music.com. You can either reach out to me there, you can sign up for the acoustic club there, you can find my contact info there basically, or just reach out like Instagram, social media, Facebook, one way or another. I'll get back to you. I check all that stuff and monitor and make sure that I'm staying up to date with messages. So just whatever you do, I'll find you. What do we got? Let's see. Okay. Speed round. I'm going to answer a bunch of questions here. Make sure my phone doesn't fall over. For people who don't know, there's a feature on YouTube where you can slow the video down. Yeah, that is like one of the most useful things. It's the digital equivalent of the good old put your finger on the record to slow it down, which I think back in the day that's how they slowed down. Before YouTube slowed down, you had your thumb on the record. Do you get angry that people like Peterson family get millions of views, but no, that suck? I don't think they suck at all. I think they're great musicians. You know, the thing about this is like music is not a competition. I play music because it fulfills me and makes me really happy. And I used to be a little more competitive about things. And it's just not, it leads you to burn out and be really unhappy. And the quicker we all realize that like music is really not a competition, and that like if you find enjoyment in it, that's really the most important thing. I know I sound like woo-woo and like spiritual new agey, but like it's just true. Music is not a competition. Art is not a competition. That doesn't irk me at all. I've seen their videos. I like their music. Peterson family. I think they're cool. I'd love to play music with them. I don't know where they're from. Are they like East? So good for them. Okay. Yeah. Join the acoustic club. Yeah. It's a good time. It's a good time, and we can stay in pretty constant contact. I have a Facebook private group for the acoustic club where you can also just like anytime you have questions, just ask. The point is just like it's a pretty speedy way to get in touch with me and have questions answered. Anyway, okay, what else? Any other questions? 3 a.m. in France. You guys sleep over there ever? Okay. What else we got? BC, Canada, yeah. Super remote northwestern Ontario. Nice. That's so cool. Houston, Texas, OKC, about to move to Louisiana. Columbia, South Carolina, nice. Never been out there before. One day maybe. What else we got? The Hudson Valley. No way, Newburgh. I grew up around Rosendale. So other side, I think, from you. Oh, this is quickly turning into my favorite non-flat picking lick, right? Right out of this G. It's a C shape if you're using that caged system. Pinky's on the root note of that G triad, but I basically like to go it's this cool kind of movable shape. I messed up. It's kind of one of my fun things to do, where you play that at a Bluegrass jam session where you get some funny looks. What pick do I use? Okay, this is a Blue Chip TAD 3R60. Sweat and all. I love blue chips. Couple more questions. Hudson Valley. I lived in New York for 18 years. Back home in Ireland, in the Bronx. No kidding. My sister lives in the Bronx. Okay, a couple more questions. Watch that jazz. Just keep creeping in there. Yeah, I know. That's what they tell me. They say, watch out. Don't do too much of that around the wrong people. You'll get kicked out of the jam. The Bluegrass police will come out for you. Like, excuse me, sir, if you've been drinking tonight, too much jazz is coming out. Columbus, Ohio. Oh, cool. So Grant, you've been to Durango. It's a special place. It's certainly very out of the way. Okay, Tony Rice would have a blast. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Story on my guitar, it's not that exciting of a story to tell you the truth. I was in Los Angeles visiting some family, and I was playing a Taylor, and I was really getting into bluegrass, and I was like, this Taylor's fine, but I'm ready for the D18. And I was at this music shop called True Tone, I think, which is in like Santa Monica, and they had this really nice D18. Of course, I visited McCabe's, and they had some like really nice vintage instruments, some nice Collings, a little bit out of my price range. And I've been saving up, and I played this very guitar in Los Angeles, and I wasn't ready to buy it. I was a little too scared of the investment, and I came back to Durango and thought to myself, well, I'm going to buy a D18 anyway, so I played this one from the shop in Los Angeles, so why don't I just get it sent to me? And that's what I did. It's a 2022 D18. I'm playing the shit out of it. Down here, I just noticed recently, or maybe it's up here, I guess, where I rest my arm, it's already kind of fading. It's like turning brown down here just from a couple years of use, heavy use. I love it though. Can't go wrong with a D18 standard. A new one they're great. Love to get a vintage Dreadnought one day, but it's just not in the cards yet. Okay, a couple more questions here. Totes agree. Yeah. Dallas, Texas. Love to see it. Rosendale Cafe. That is very sad to me because Rosendale Cafe recently closed. I saw some unbelievable music. I saw some great jazz there. I saw John Abercrombie, jazz guitarist there, front row. Who else did I see? Just so many folks. I knew the owner. I went to high school with the owner's son, and they closed. Very sad. Very, very bad for Rosendale. Rosendale's a cool place, though. Okay. That cross-pick jazz lick, yeah. It's almost like a diminished thing. Parallel motion. Move it up in minor thirds. Anyway, okay, here, minor 4 in there. Oh, yeah, I'm always outlining the minor 4, right? Thanks. How many guitars do I own? Not really many. I got this D18. I have a Taylor. I have a couple Squires. Like 2 acoustic guitars, 2 electrics. Nothing crazy. It's an expensive hobby, you know, collecting guitars. It's kind of like skiing. Just can't really afford to do that. Hey, thank you. South Carolina, Somerville. TAD 60 blue chip, costs 50 pounds over here. Yeah, wild expensive. It's a good pick though. You know, the thing about these blue chips is that they just don't wear down. So they might be expensive, but really at the end of the day, it's going to last you a lifetime potentially. Charlie Parker was a G, that's for sure. There's a chord you use out of F to G. F to G. I don't know. You got to give me more info. There is, but I don't know what you're referring to. Jerry Garcia played D18. I'm sure he did. Do you think D18 is better guitar than the D28 for flat picking? I think they're equal in a lot of ways. I know people that prefer one over the other strongly. I think it's just a personal preference thing, though. They're both fully equipped to play bluegrass, that's for sure. Some people say maybe they have different qualities when it comes to recording. You might want to use a D18 to record, to cut through, or has a little bit more low end. I really don't know much about it. They say a lot of stuff. They're both great instruments. D18V? Yeah, how do I have my action? Honestly, my action is set for playability. This action is at its lowest without buzzing. Sometimes, because I live in super arid southwest Colorado, like a desert pretty much, winter to summer, I have two different bridges, or saddles, that I throw in here, that are different heights because the wood kind of is affected a lot by zero humidity out here, even though I do keep it humidified. But long story short is this action, like, I'm playing up the neck a lot. I like to play up the neck. I don't want it to hurt. I do actually, I have some nerve pain in my fingers. So I want least amount of strain, really. And I think that's like a common misconception about flat picking guitar and dreadnoughts. And like, there's this big machoism about you have to have your action super high. I think at the end of the day, you want your action at a place where its priority is playability. Like, that's it. That's the most important thing. Don't listen to anybody about you have to have it high to play bluegrass. If it doesn't play easy, I'm not interested. It's got to play easy. Okay. I said I was going to leave already, and I'm going to stay for 5 minutes. Maybe I'll play you another tune, but I'm going to answer a couple more questions. Let's see. I also think musical traditions. Yeah. I see what you're saying, but everybody's got to do their own thing on YouTube. And props to those folks for figuring out something that works. Let's see. Gibson Workhorse 45. No, have not. You wore the tip of my blue chip out. Oh God, you must have been playing too much. Yeah, I bet mandolin is more rough on the picks than the guitar. That's for sure. I mean, 2 strings, right? So just for every one, you're hitting 2 strings for every one down, right? Had it for 5 years. 5 years, that's pretty good. Pretty good for 50 pounds for 5 years. Have I ever thought about building a guitar? Absolutely not. It's too big of a project. If I lose sight of this project right here of playing the guitar, I'm an obsessed person. So if I find something else, this is done. I'll drop everything and do that project. So I can't even risk trying to get another project rather than just playing my guitar. Cason, yep, that's probably more affordable option if you're wearing out picks. Yeah. Stuff. What do you do about nerve pain? Yeah, nerve pain. Honestly, I think the only answer to nerve pain is like something changing the amount of action. Really working on your posture. I'm hunched over this guitar like crazy, which I shouldn't even be doing, but really focusing on posture, right? Like the whole Alexander technique, if you've ever heard about that. If you haven't, you can look up Alexander technique. It's kind of more of a classical technique to use like the mechanics of your body to create the least amount of strain when you're playing live. So just being aware of that, but really the thing that's helped me the most with this nerve pain I have on my fingertip is I bought a product called Rock Tips. It's basically like a glorified super glue that you just paint onto your fingertip. It's like a callus. It's like a fake callus, which for me, it wears off really fast. But it just gives me a little bit of relief, so I'm not feeling that nerve pain, and I think that's allowing that nerve inflammation, whatever's going on, to hopefully heal while I'm still playing. So check out Rock Tips. I think it's like $15 for a little bottle. It's been really helpful. I don't think it's like a permanent solution, but it's given me a little bit of relief for my hands, which, like, you know, playing this much, I need that. What strings do you use? I already answered that question. Diodario XS medium. Where you is? I is in Southwest Colorado. John Lennon played a 45. Gotcha. Okay. You ever use a jazz 3-pick? No. Yep. Tension in the arm. I had tension in the shoulder. It's a full body exercise. Golden Compass Bluegrass? Huh. I don't know what that is. Should I? Is that bad to say? Getting canceled for saying that. Taylor or Martin? Both fine guitars, but Martin. No shade on Taylor's. I have Taylor, but yeah. You'd rip a mandolin. It's upside down tops. Yeah. I have a mandolin. I can't play it because, like I said, if I lose focus on the guitar, I'm done for. It's game over for me. Posture, yeah. Yeah. Rock Tips, yep. You can find it on Amazon. Here's another. Expand your vocabulary. I got heat for that. Somebody commented. I hope maybe it was you. Somebody commented, this isn't really expanding your vocabulary, is it? And I was like, man, you guys are taking this too literal. Diet with nerve pain? Yeah, I believe it. Calluses in my fingertips rip off. That sounds painful. What's the thought about the Beyonce album? I listened to it the other day. I respect Beyonce. I mean, come on. How can you not? I think. I'm not gonna lie. That song "Love on Top," when it modulates to the new key, it's like, it's great. It's all I want from music, right? I thought on the Beyonce album, it's good. It's not my cup of tea. I don't like. I really only listen to like jazz and bluegrass at this point, just because I'm so obsessive. I didn't give it a good enough listen. It sounds cool. It sounds cool to me. I think what she's doing is cool. I think genre is kind of a made-up thing for everybody who is like, oh, it can't be country. Like that's just not true. Like Ray Charles, country musician. I'm not saying Ray Charles is a country musician, but like you can't deny the overlap and his impact on country music. Genre is just kind of a marketing tool, really. So I'm not mad about it. I think it's cool. Anyway, okay, let's get a couple more questions. I do have to go soon. I did not make that comment. I love all your shirts. It's okay. How did you learn to improvise? Oh, shoot. How did I learn to improvise? Studying the greats, learning a lot of Charlie Parker, listening. Honestly, number one thing is listening. Listening to so much music with curiosity, active listening, scales, major scales, fretboard, mapping. I'm working on a course right now on fretboard mapping, actually. It won't be done until like June, but it's so hard to tell you in a concise way how I learned to improvise. But number one thing above anything else is listening. Thanks, Alex. Check out the Acoustic Club. Yeah, catch you later, Brian. Who's my favorite jazz guitarist? Oh my God, what a difficult question. I love John Scofield. I love Pat Martino, Pat Metheny, Wes Montgomery. I mean, it's going to be the typical list of names. Who else? So many others. Blanking. Kurt Rosenwinkel. Yeah, okay, you didn't like the Beyonce album. It's okay, right? You don't have to like everything. I think that's one of the things that people... I think there's this assumption that you have to like everything. You don't have to, and it's okay. Yeah, I don't know about all that stuff. To me, it's just like, it's just music. Grant Green, Jim Hall. More of a Jim Hall fan. I like some Grant Green. Definitely love Jim Hall. Oh, favorite jazz guitarist, Bill Frisell. He's my favorite jazz guitarist. There it is. Yeah, I'm a huge Bill Frisell fan. John McLaughlin. Yeah, he is a little busy for me. Chris Thiele. Yeah. Okay, everybody, I'm going to stay on here for like 2 minutes, just get through these questions, and then say goodnight to you. How was the start of your guitar journey, like the start of it all? Any first songs? I mean, it's kind of way back. First songs on my guitar journey? Yeah, like Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven. Like, that's the beginning. Rock and roll. Jimi Hendrix. I remember the first time I was able to play, like, it was either All Along the Watchtower or... what is that song? What is that? What is that song? That song by Jimi Hendrix. I remember the first time I could play that, and I was like, oh my god. Auto-tune. Yeah. Grid, yeah. How long have I been flat picking? Here's a big secret about me. I have not been flat picking a crazy amount of time. I did not grow up flat picking. I've been flat picking, honest to God, about 5 years. Obsessively. Live, eat, breathe, sleep it. Before that, I almost quit music. So I'm kind of an all or nothing type of person. Okay, last minute here. Julian Lage, absolutely. Honestly, Julian Lage, I love his stuff. To me, if I'm gonna listen to electric guitar, I'm gonna listen to Bill Frisell because it's very similar to me. Their styles, I get that they're different, but I'll just listen to Bill Frisell. But acoustic, Julian is unmatched. That Chris Eldridge, Julian Lage record, two of them, Avalon and Mount Royal, incredible, so inspiring. Yeah. Lenny Bro, yeah. I mean, his chord stuff is like, I can't even listen to that. It's just too good. Seriously. Cool. Do I know Beaumont Rag? Yeah. That's in C though. I can't play it in G off the top of my head. Anyway, okay, cool. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Yeah, don't get sad about the state of music. You know, don't get sad. Just listen to what you like. It's really fine. Wind Cries Mary, thank you. Wind Cries Mary, yeah. Little Wing, no, Wind Cries Mary. Okay, my dogs are barking out there. Yeah, jazz is a great foundation. It's a great way to, like, it's a great lens. Yeah, my minutes do last a while. Jeez. That's a great joke. Blues is 3 chords and 1,000 people. Jazz is 1,000 chords and 3 people. And bluegrass is 3 chords and 3 people. Cool. First guitar. This is my very last question. My first guitar. I think it was, the red Fender Squier Stratocaster. like so many of us. What a great starter guitar. I can't tell you how many times I've played a Squire electric at like a pro gig, and I get people that come up to me afterwards and like, man, what is that guitar? And I'm like, it's a Squire. Squires are great, you know. You can mod them and make them sound really good. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna head out. Look, if you want more of this, I do this for subscribers of Alex's Acoustic Club, which it's like a pretty cheap in my mind, and that's the whole point of it is to make a kind of like a cheap lesson thing available for everybody. It's $15 a month. You can quit whenever. Alex's Acoustic Club. You can find it on my website, alexgraph.com. You know, if you like this, I'll do this again. Not sure when. But if you want this sooner than sometime in the future, join my acoustic club. Again, it's on my website, alexgraphmusic.com. Just reach out. Love to hear from you. And maybe I'll try to play one song here. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Have a good night.